Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be updating my Daniel Smith watercolor palette. If you watched my last haul video, then you saw that a couple of things I picked up were some of these smaller tubes of Daniel Smith and a couple of half pans, because I just felt like this palette needed to be updated a little bit. Now this is the Schmincke metal box set, and in it I've got all Daniel Smith watercolors, not all the ones by them that I own, but the ones that I put in here. In addition to these ones, I own a couple of their metallics and the quinacridone pink shade, which to me is really, really close. It's like within a hair of Quin Rose, so I didn't feel like I needed both in one limited palette. And I'm going to put that swatch card off to the side. I've already kind of made a new one ready to go, so we'll fill that out when we're ready here. I don't know if anyone would be interested in this, but you know, just in case they are, I figured I'd film it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be updating it. Now, as you can see by the old card, I've got like the primaries, the split primaries in there, a couple of like specialty colors, so I do paint a lot of florals, so I like to have convenience purples, you know, sap green, yellow ochre, transparent pyrrole orange, and burnt sienna, which is, you know, a really great convenience brown that a lot of us use. But what it's lacking, I should probably bring that back until I'm done talking, is I feel like I've got a really cool yellow and a really warm kind of orangey macaroni and cheese yellow, but I really felt like I needed just a nice clear primary yellow, so I grabbed Hansa Yellow Medium and a really nice crimson. Now you can kind of mix a crimson from the shades I have here, but for convenience I wanted to add it in. So let me put that off to the side. One thing I wanted to mention about this Schmincke box, if you were interested in getting a metal box for yourself, is I really wouldn't recommend the Schmincke one. They're like the most expensive, and to me, honestly, the lesser quality of all the boxes. I've got one here from Lucas, 1862. You can get this from Jerry's Artorama. This is the oldest metal box that I own, and it's in amazing quality. Yeah, it's a little bit stained up, but it's nice and finished all the way around, so you're not going to get cut. And I've got no rust on this, and it's years and years old. Same thing with the Winsor & Newton box. They're a bit expensive, but a little bit older of a box, again, that I have here. But yeah, it's stained up and used, sorry about that, but no rust whatsoever. The Schmincke one is the newest one that I own. It's only maybe 3 years old, and it's already got quite a bit of rust on it. It's lightweight, it's kind of flimsy, and it's sharp. That'll cut you bad. All the way around the edges. So eventually I'm going to probably get another Lucas box to put these in and get rid of this Schmincke, because it's a little bit dangerous, to be honest. So I've got that, popped that part out. I'm going to take this to the side for now, and I'm going to pop these out. Now, I'm a little bit hesitant because, like I said, it's sharp and it's now rusted. So right now I'm doing the math on when was the last time I had a tetanus shot, to be completely honest. So I'm going to be really, really careful when I pop these out. I'm going to do it off camera so I can be careful and not get cut, and then I'll join you. Okay, so off camera I went ahead and I took all these little pans out and I rearranged them for the new empty ones. I have to once again reiterate this because I feel like it's important. Can you see in there all that brown? That's not paint, that's rust. And I have to say this loud and clear for all of my viewers, and there could be as many as 4 of you watching, so thanks a lot, YouTube algorithm. But for it's worth saying, these Schmincke half pan metal boxes, there are better quality half pan metal boxes out there. I'm thinking of Lucas, I'm thinking of Winsor & Newton, because this thing, I have to tell you, I held it with a towel while I was trying to get these out of here, because razor sharp plus rust and fidgeting with tiny half pans and squeezing and pushing and pulling equals a recipe for disaster. And I don't want anybody to get hurt or cut or get tetanus. So I really have to advise against the Schmincke half pan boxes. And again, just, I know that's not what this video is about, but it's razor sharp all the way around the edge and razor sharp around the edge here. And I only had this metal box for less than a year before it started to go rusty. I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera. but the prongs are very rusty in there. So now I'm going to go ahead and fill those half pans with what's left of, well, with the new tubes here. And what I like to do is I like to squeeze my fresh tube paint in there, like so. And then I like to take a little toothpick and stir it in there and get it into those corners, because air is kind of the enemy of liquid watercolor or tube watercolor. It's going to crack and fall out if you have a lot of air there, and that kind of levels it off. And then you can squeeze a little bit more in. Now they're going to settle some as they dry. So yeah, it's going to settle some as it dries. That's just the nature of watercolor. If you were using M. Graham watercolors, though, you wouldn't really have that issue, and they don't crack and fall out. Winsor & Newton's the biggest offender of watercolors cracking and falling out. And I kind of sometimes wonder if that's on purpose because they want to sell their half pans. I don't know. I'm not saying nothing. So then I've got the alizarin crimson, the permanent hue here. And I'm going to pour it into this one. So I really felt like I wasn't using my Daniel Smith palette enough. And I feel like the reason is that I just needed to add a couple more colors to make it a little bit more versatile. So that's what we're doing here. And then we're going to fill out the swatch card. So yeah, that's a little tip for you. When you're putting watercolor palettes together, when you're filling your half pans with tubes, use a toothpick and get it all stirred in. And if you have trouble getting the caps off of your tube paints, not as much with watercolor, but sometimes with acrylic, one little tip that I have for you guys is what I keep here is this is just a strip of a mouse pad that I cut into strips. Because the back is rubber, it really helps get a good grip on the cap so you can really get that cap off there. So that's another little tip that I have for you guys. And I'm going to let that dry overnight before I put it back in and close it up. You definitely want to do that. You never want to put them in wet and then like close it up and have it in your bag tipping and turning, because while the paint is wet it will run. So you want to let them set into kind of little cakes first before you take it and travel with it. Alright, so I am back now here with the dried swatch card. As you can see, I've swatched all the colors and I've included pigment information just for my own reference so I know I have that. So I am pretty much all ready to put this back together. And I feel like the new colors, that I added really did kind of just make everything so much more versatile in my opinion. This just seems like it's so much more of a whole and complete palette. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys would like a review on the Daniel Smith watercolors, because I am totally ready to do that if anybody was interested. I'm going to just close this up, put my little swatch card inside, and I'm all good to go. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video enjoyable. Please hit that thumbs up button before you go and subscribe for more videos in the future. And again, let me know if you want me to do a review on the Daniel Smith watercolors, because I would be more than happy to. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.